Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Unpopular Review. Tonight, we are reviewing WWE Monday Night Raw for January 3rd, 2022. That's right, 2022, the first Raw of the new year, the first Raw after WWE Day 1. We've got lots to discuss. We've got the aftermath of Saturday's, what they call it, premium live event. We've got to talk about Brock Lesnar being the new WWE Champion. We've got to talk about tonight's Fatal 4-Way to determine who will be the next in line, the next contender to face Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble. Will it be Kevin Owens? Will it be Bobby Lashley? Will it be Seth Rollins? Will it be Big E? Who knows? We're going to talk about it right off the bat. Once we get the show started, we're going to talk about U.S. title on the line tonight. We got Damien Priest versus Ziggler. We've got the Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. We also got wrestling news to discuss. Big Swole versus Tony Khan. Other things. Guys, welcome to Unpopular Review. We're going to talk about wrestling just on the other side of this intro. Thanks for joining us. See you in a couple of seconds. Welcome, everybody. Once again, this is Unpopular Review. We are going to be talking about Monday Night Raw for January 3rd, 2022. I do not come alone. I am Big Daddy Cool, and I am joined by UPR's hostess with the mostest, the Wrestling Doll. How's it going, Doll?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, all that stuff to you. And also, we also are not just a 2-pack today. We are a full 3-pack of wrestling hosts and professionals here to discuss Monday Night Raw and everything that's been going on in wrestling in the last 3 days of the new year. From around the blocks with Mike Knox, it is none other than the self-proclaimed head of the table, Mike Knox. Mike, what's going on? Happy New Year, buddy.
What's going on, guys? I was happy to be on the show, and you played the intro, and I realized my beautiful bean footage face ain't on that intro.
Oh my God! Well, we need to talk to our graphics guy.
God,
Oh boy,
man.
Well, guys, I mean, it's only been 3 days into the new year, and we've got a lot of wrestling to talk about. I think later on in the show, we're going to talk about the stuff that happened at day one. And by day one, I mean the official day one, like the first day of the year, like New Year's struck 12, and Tony Khan and Swole were going at it. We had Sammy Guevara coming out of the closet with Tay Conti. But we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw, so let's stick to WWE for now. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. The show starts with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar comes out, and he's not only sticking it to whoever is going to challenge him on Raw, but he also sticks it to the tribal chief. Here's a clip from his promo that started off the night.
Acknowledge me.
You all believe this nonsense? You believe this man came out, started this show, and he's going to drop Roman Reigns' catchphrase? This man is at home with COVID, and he going to come and say this. Mike, let's start with you. What did you think of this first start of this promo? You had Paul Heyman side by side, Brock Lesnar once again. What were your thoughts?
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. The way Paul Heyman said, and I quote, "Roman, I've been without you for a week, and you catch COVID without me." Shit like that is what makes Paul Heyman great and can fit into any era in professional wrestling. He knows how to stay with the times. He knows how to, play off the fans. You know what I mean? Like we're little violin strings, whatever you want to call it. Heyman's just really good what he does. And I like how they introduced Brock into this with Heyman back, because a lot of the big talk was what happens to Brock without Paul. Well, we won't know what happened can Brock do without Paul, because he has Paul back. So I love the opening, by the way. So
Great opening. Heyman says in his start of the promo, he says that he orchestrated getting Brock the championship match after Roman came down with COVID and could not defend his title at day one. And he also does an excellent job of putting over Bobby Lashley and Big E in this promo. Doll, what were your thoughts about Heyman coming back together with Brock here for the first time in a long, long time?
That I completely saw that coming, even though, as some of you said that, oh, he might just go back to Roman, that it's all just a work. Well, if this is a work, then they're going to be doing a hell of a job convincing us that it's completely otherwise. But it was a fantastic way to start off the show, and my jaw just dropped. I could not stop. It was like, damn, this is the Paul Heyman that everybody talks about, that he is the big man that knows how to talk the talk and knows how to put it out. He's not just all bark, no bite. He's got some bite in his bark. So y'all better watch out, especially now that Brock has him back.
That's right. I got to say that I am particularly scared to see face Brock Lesnar. This man taking pictures with fans after he wins the title. You know, I don't know if y'all know this. If you watch Unpopular Review, you know that Chris Harris, the executive consultant, he's jet flying, limousine riding all over the place. This man travels all over the world to see WWE and other wrestling live events. And this
Coach, by the way.
And he was at day one, and my man took a picture with Brock Lesnar himself. Can you believe this? Look at this. Right there. Chris Harris and Brock Lesnar. That's amazing. Chris looks scared.
At least he has his mask on.
I know. He knows he takes care of business. So yeah, good for you, Chris. This is why Chris can't be here tonight, because Chris is too busy hanging out with the likes of Brock Lesnar and Matt Riddle and all that jazz.
Oh, good Lord.
Guys, let's catch up to some of these comments, and then we'll talk about this fatal four-way match to determine the first number one contender of the new year. We got Elvis watching us on Facebook. What's going on, Elvis? He says, Happy New Year. Big Daddy Cool, missed you. Hope you missed me. Nope, didn't miss you at all, buddy. Mitten, what's going on? Good to see you. Mike Riggs, good evening, UPR fans. This is Mike Riggs. Welcome you to the first Monday Night Raw of the new year. Thank you, Mike Riggs. Good to see you, buddy. Happy New Year. We got Charmaine watching us. Charmaine, Happy New Year. The best in the world. The head of the table, Mike Knox. Look at you guys. All right. Thank you for dropping all those, Happy New Year's, all that stuff. Good to see you guys. Please make sure you like, love, share this broadcast with all your wrestling fans, wrestling chats, wrestling groups, wrestling threads, wherever you like to talk about wrestling. Just tag us there, right? Share this feed with those places, whether that be on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever it is, TikTok, wherever. Just shout us out. Let's grow this UPR community and help us continue talking about wrestling. Guys, let's talk about this match. We had Kevin Owens, Big E, Seth Rollins, and Lashley. Coming off of day one, the criticism was Brock Lesnar pinned the champ, Big E, and Big E's championship run was lackluster. Mike, on Around the Blocks and a UPR simulcast after the show on Saturday, you reviewed this and you spoke about this a little bit. I want you to pontificate a little bit on your thoughts here. Do you think Big E was buried?
Not at all. I think the problem with wrestling today is not wrestling itself. It's not the WWE. It's not Vince McMahon. It's fans' expectations. It's the same reason why we argue over Android versus Apple, PlayStation versus Xbox, Marvel versus DC. They're all stupid arguments that these companies are making millions off of, while us idiots sit here and argue about things that don't help our bottom line, that are made for us all to be entertained by. Professional wrestling has a code which people forget about. Wrestling is storyline. That's the number one thing in professional wrestling. If you don't have storyline, you don't have wrestling. Okay. Number two, okay, that means anybody can lose at any given time. Roman came down with COVID. Brock Lesnar's in this match. Now you get this stupid rumor out here. Brock Lesnar's the New Day killer. He's the New Day killer. Brock Lesnar's the killer himself. Other than Roman Reigns, There is not a single wrestler in the company or any company ever that has a win-loss record over Brock Lesnar. Not Cena, not Orton, not Taker, not Rock, not Austin. So why do y'all think these new guys are going to be any different? It's not going to happen. No, Big E didn't get buried. Big E came up against a beast incarnate named Brock Lesnar, and that's the company's guy that's not Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar sells out. I love Big E. I'm a fan of Big E, but none of y'all motherfuckers got Big E merchandise. You got New Day merch because he's a New Day guy. The only thing WWE can be blamed for in this scenario is that when it comes to professional wrestling, you had Steamboat versus Flair, right? You had Austin versus Rock. It's about your dance partner. There was no dance partner for Big E. It could have been Bobby Lashley, but it wasn't. And if people say, well, because you fired everybody. Name me a star other than Bray Wyatt that got fired. That was their bona fide star. There were none. Okay?
People can argue Braun.
Okay, you can argue Braun, but that's maybe Braun and Big and I just said Bray Wyatt. But besides,
I was gonna say nobody really wanted to see Braun versus Big E
in the first place, right? That's like going back. So I want to see Braun Strowman versus Kane again. Oh God, he's back in there tearing up the stuff in the back of the merchandise. That's my only problem that I've had with this whole fans' perspective of what happened on Saturday. It had nothing to do with racism. It had nothing to do with nothing else other than the fact that it's Brock Lesnar. And when wrestling fans start understanding that if there's Brock, there's a champion. That's just what the company wants. That's what the company sees. It's not about show business. It's not called show friends. It's called show business. And business picks up when Brock Lesnar's around.
That is absolutely correct. We got the executive consultant joining us right here, right now. Exec, do you have something to say on this topic?
Yeah, I'm not going to be here long. I just, one, it's Mike just said it so eloquently, even though a bit long-winded. Okay.
Oh, you at the club?
That's Ron's. Normally, yes, but not tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Unpopular Review. Executive Consultant just joining in. Charmaine, hey, boo. You need to go find your boo because it seems like you need some loving. I came here for one reason and one reason only. I wanted to read this comment right here that's covering Mike Knox's face, right? Barbara Portugal. I still can't believe that big time Becky Lynch is still the Raw Women's Champion. I was extremely angry for the fact that Liv Morgan lost the match. But here's my opinion. Liv Morgan should be the 2022 WWE Women's Royal Rumble match, not happening, up to get the rematch with Big Time Bex because Becky Lynch and WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas, hopefully one night or night two, because I believe Liv Morgan will win the Raw Women's Championship for Big Time Bex. Becky Lynch. Wow. You know what? I'd rather go underwater and hold my breath than to read that long-ass comment again. Let's shorten those comments up. Hey, you want to know what I disagree with? Where's it at? Where is that comment at? I saw it. Oh, here's one. Hello, wrestling doll, hugging kisses. Let's kiss ass. That's what we do tonight. And
you just
Mike Knox, I respect the championship.
Mike Rick calls you the tribal chief, so don't talk about ass kissing.
And don't do that. Good evening, my tribal chief, Mr. Chris Harris. Thank you. And
you like that one.
Charmaine pissed me off. That's why I'm here. Where's she at?
What you mean? Where's she at? What else I come at Charmaine for? Why do you have against Charmaine?
Because Charmaine doesn't kiss his ass. That's why.
She was born. That's what I have against Charmaine.
Chris, now that you're here, can you
damn.
shed some light on your epic shot here with the champ Brock Lesnar?
I saw that.
That's why you wanted me on so badly, right?
That was so
you can have that joke. Is that what it was?
That was so
That's why you wanted me on. I could have died in my deathbed, right? I could have died in my deathbed. He's like, no, just come on real quick so I can show this joke and laugh my ass off. Absolutely. Bitch, that was not me. Okay, so don't ever say that. First of all, he's 120 pounds. I'm 235. Don't do that. Okay. Second of all, look at
I see that now. He has COVID.
If you all think,
if you all say that all black people look alike, Big Daddy Cool.
Oh my God.
Are you saying all black folks look alike?
No, I'm saying is all black wimpy guys look like Chris. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not a wimpy looking guy.
Chris isn't wimpy looking.
I don't know about that.
People acknowledge me. What are we talking about? We were talking about Brock Lesnar in that promo. Good idea putting Brock Lesnar back on Paul Heyman. Good idea putting him back on Monday Night Raw. The problem I have with it is absolutely nothing. This was gold. I understood why he defeated Big E. I feel sorry for Big E. Let's be honest. We all do. I think Big E is very, very, very good. But it is Brock Lesnar's time. That man is super, super over. And unfortunately, they're leading to another Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match. Now, personally, I don't want to see it at WrestleMania. I really don't. I'd rather see Bobby versus Roman Reigns. I'm sorry, against Brock Lesnar.
I don't think it's going to happen.
At WrestleMania. I hope not.
I don't think it's going to happen. When every time fans all say one thing, which means dirt sheets start saying the same thing, they go the other way.
You can still see where he's acknowledging Roman until Bobby whoops that ass.
Of course. But they're not going to go title for title because they still have two different brands. As long as you still have Fox.
I don't know, Mike. This is the rumors.
Has there been rumors that they're breaking up the brand extensions? Because I haven't heard that one.
As of after day one, now you start hearing these rumors. First off, I want to get your thoughts on this. One is after day one, after Brock wins the title, I saw the Twitterverse, social media, wrestling social media light up, and they were complaining about it's too goddamn predictable. This is predictable WWE doing same WWE bullshit.
I predicted.
They're gonna
a couple weeks back. I'm just saying
they're gonna put Brock versus Roman for WrestleMania, but then I saw the same clowns saying they're gonna put Brock versus Lashley. Then I said. The same clown said Drew versus Roman. How's this predictable? You came up with 3 different fucking scenarios.
Because people want to predict shit, right? That's just how it is.
Because they want to have dirt sheets. They want to think that they scoop somebody. Oh, sources told me. What fucking sources do you have? Because those sources been fucking feeding you information. Vince would fire them.
Yeah, let's speak about fire. Nelson, you're a newer viewer, so I appreciate you being here. But let's just be real, right? Every time I see you making hating on the tribal chief, let me ask you a question. Did Roman Reigns go to your wife and give her something other than a missionary position? Is that why you're upset? Because I just don't understand.
The same damn
every
position.
Time. My
God. Just turn over the side just once and hit it from the side.
I might not be the number one Roman Reigns fan, but he's not terrible. He's not bad. He's not.
There's nothing bad about Roman.
Good enough for
Great
WWE.
fucking picture.
He's good. He does what he needs to do, and he gets the job done.
So who's going to win the Men's Royal Rumble? It's a little early to tell.
It is very
right
early.
now.
I'm gonna say Big E right now.
I think Big E be good, and I think if Big E wins, he should be the one challenging Roman Reigns. That's just my.
And that's what I think is going to happen, Chris. Sorry, Big
based on who is entering in right now, it's gonna be Montez Ford.
I knew it. I need
Holy
Montez
Ford.
Shop. No, actually, I thought it was gonna say Theory.
Oh, Theory is also one of my favorites. I want to say today, Theory is my favorite. And also Montez Ford. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to talk about this man later on. Dominic Mysterio and his new mustache.
There's no Women's Royal Rumble at all? Like, I know that they didn't advertise that.
Yes, so there is, even though they have less women.
No, they're going to, I think we should have a separate conversation about, like, because a lot of people are saying, how are they going to get to 30? How are they going to get to 30 women?
They'll probably pull from NXT.
Easy.
They can easily get to 30 women.
Easy can get to 30. That's not hard.
They just look. Big Swole will be in the Royal Rumble, and everybody will be like, "Oh my God, she can't wrestle."
Don't get me on that yet, Big Daddy. Cool. You're saving that for later. I have a hell of a fucking rant for that. Please,
I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's finish up. Let's talk about this match. You had Bobby Lashley not spear one guy, but all 3 of the other competitors. This man looked strong. Wrestling Doll, what are your thoughts on Bobby Lashley winning this title, winning this match decisively? Being the number 1 contender and facing Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble. Is that exciting? Yes or no?
Yes, it's exciting, and I saw that was going to happen. The only reason why I saw it happening was, yes, even though Big E did lose, and he'll do everything he can to win the title, I feel like they might maybe push the focus on someone else trying to go for the belt. And as for Rollins and Owens, they're probably going to put them together in a tag team sometime in the future. It's the 2 liars who can't trust each other for jack shit.
You heard Heyman say that. He said Seth and Kevin Owens are a tag team.
Pretty much.
I thought
they worked together in the match before to try to get Lashley out. They worked together in day 1, and they worked together tonight. So they might become a tag team. Who knows? Maybe not.
Oh, really? You think that, Chris? You think
RK-Bro.
Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens are going to take those titles from RK-Bro?
There's no other direction for these 2 to go.
RK-Bro will not make it to WrestleMania as a tag team.
You already started planting the seeds tonight.
I'm going to stick with that prediction, as well as Victor's comment. I can't wait for you to post it for him to say, I'm sorry, who does Vince Russo know in the back of the company that actually works for the company to give him that information? Again, with them, and I'm just going off of and me being what I've known for, I've been doing this for 14 years, and there's writing that WWE gives you, and there's writing that WWE doesn't give you. Until someone tells me that Fox says it's okay for them to do what they're going to do, They've signed a contract to have SmackDown exclusive and USA Network exclusive. Now, that doesn't say they have to have wrestlers be exclusive. So I personally hope that I'm wrong in this, Victor. I really do. It needs to be one show having both people. However, hold on. As I saying that, you cannot display the talent you have by having them all together because you think Raw is stuck in one way now. You think SmackDown's one way now. You put Roman and that whole SmackDown crew and Raw and that whole crew on SmackDown, you're going to fuck up everything. So I do not believe that for 1 second that this brand split is going to go into one roster. It's not going to happen unless COVID hits so hard that health reasons make them do it.
I agree with you, Mike. I don't think that they're going to do a full-on combining of the brand split back, but I do see, because they want ratings and Roman is over, I can see them unifying the title behind Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is your superstar on both shows, ratings through the roof. Guys, you are watching Unpopular Review. Thank you for tuning in. If you've just tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, guys, we love talking about wrestling. I'm joined not only by Big Daddy Cool, myself, I'm joined by the executive consultant, the head of the table, Mike Knox, and the wrestling doll. We are here to talk about WWE Monday Night Raw for January 3rd, 2022. We just got done talking about Lashley, Brock, Big E, all that stuff. Let's move on. Let's talk about Big Time Bex. Guys, if you are new to the feed, please make sure that you like and subscribe, whether that be, again, on Twitch, on YouTube. Follow us on our socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Lots of great content, wrestling-related content. You're going to love it. You love wrestling, you're going to love Unpopular Review. Guys, I just want to catch up with a couple of these comments, and then we're going to talk about Big Time Bex. Kendrick McKnight watching us on YouTube. What's going on, Kendrick? He says, I thought they'd save Bobby and Brock for Mania. I thought that was going to be the main event of night one.
Should be.
It should be.
But they pulled the trigger with Rumble, with Royal Rumble. Hey, I'm not mad at you. Maybe we get Big E versus Brock at Mania. I think that's also Mania worthy.
Hey, Big Daddy Cool. People can't bitch about that because we were just bitching about the fact that they haven't touched each other. And I love the fact, and Wrestling Dog, I thought you were going to go there a little bit more earlier when Payman had his promo, when he put over all those guys from the night before. That was the first time we ever seen those two even touch each other in 20 fucking years in that company. So the fact that Heyman touched on that, I'm disappointed to a T, I guess, about not having it at Mania, but I'm happy I'm getting it, period. Rumble, people can forget what I'm saying. At least for me and a lot of fans out there, WrestleMania is the number one. Rumble is my number two. So I'm not too mad at them having it at Royal Rumble.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely agree. The Z is silent. What's going on, Z? Watching us on Facebook, he says, Brock Lesnar winning is the shot in the arm that WWE needed at this point in time going into the road to WrestleMania.
I'm sorry, that's the Z is silent unpopular review. That's my co-host, goddammit. Put some respect on his name.
That's right. I said that. Okay. I hear you. I know. Oh, my God. You better take your codeine, man.
Careful, Mike.
Oh, more drugs. More my pills.
Take your codeine and take a shot of your Peroni. Oh, that's Chris. That's Chris at the club again.
The damn stallion again. My gosh.
I know. He just keeps. That's his ringtone.
Apparently so. What happened to Roman
Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar is going to be one of the most anticipated matches you could possibly have in WWE in quite some time. Mm-hmm. And I'm really looking forward to it, whether it's a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. I think they should add a WrestleMania. I'd rather them do it a Royal Rumble than a Saudi Arabia, so I'm fine with that. But
True.
You can't tell me the level of excitement that was felt at the end of Raw when Bobby Lashley won and they showed that promo. Now, Brock doing that is just going to fuel the fire and make it a lot more interesting.
I agree, but I don't like Bobby Lashley smiling. Like, you got Brock as the face, you got Lashley as the face. Why he smiling?
They're turning Lashley into a face now.
Lashley's can never be face. No offense.
No offense. But I feel like they're trying
to tweener, but he can never be a full-fledged face because his gimmick doesn't allow him to be a face.
His personality doesn't really allow him to be a face.
I know this man has been begging Vince for, and we're gonna wrap this up right here after I say this thing. This man has been begging for this match with Lesnar for at least 2 years since he was sleeping with Lana And we've been calling him Smashley. And I bring that up because
I haven't.
Because you like calling him Smashley. That's why you bring it up.
Because I like calling him Smashley because that's my man Bobby Smashley.
My daughter calls him Baldy Ashley.
Oh no, come on now. Show some respect. Now, number 2,
How old is
I
she?
bring it up because Vince pays you back. If you do a solid for Vince, Vince is going to pay you back. Did a solid for Vince? Hey, do this comedic bullshit with Lana and gave him the title, right? My man, put over Goldberg. I'm going to give you Brock Lesnar. Bang. There you go.
Well, I'm going to give you an ass about let's be real. Did anybody think Lashley has a chance against Lesnar? They better make it good.
I think he's got a shot.
But Brock always squashes everybody.
He does, but he also likes to go farming after WrestleMania, so I can see him dropping the title to Lashley. I don't know. See, everybody says WWE is predictable, but hey, I don't know.
The thing is, this is going to be interesting, especially since they both have 2 of the top managers in WWE right now. Especially with the 2 like to interfere.
That's a good point.
I do call him the Black Heyman.
That's a good point.
Managers. There's only 2 managers.
The only managers, huh? You stupid.
Well,
what? No, Maurice is technically a manager now.
No, she's technically a valet.
Oh.
She's valet that likes to act like a manager.
Can I just say that Edge is, before I leave, because I'm about to leave, Edge is awful. He's a piece of shit.
You sound like The Miz.
I agree.
What?
I agree.
He was hiding behind his wife the entire time, right? Beth Phoenix comes out as the bodyguard, then Edge comes out. Like, who does that, right? He was about to take this L 2 nights ago, and here comes Beth Phoenix sticking her nose with her terrible commentary where it doesn't belong. Edge is crap. He needs to acknowledge the fact that The Miz, and I meant to get on. I'm glad you're on the show because I'm going to dig in your ass for like 2 minutes. Pause. Whoa. So here's my issue with you. You did not give credit. You did not give credit to The Miz for having some night stealing shows, matches. He has done that on multiple occasions, and you will put respect on our future Hall of Famer, Mike Mizan.
Wow.
On the post show, which you can find on YouTube, on the post show, you sat there and you did not give him the credit for having match of the night capabilities. Thankfully, you do have a good co-host. You do have a good host who gave you some matches. No, he already ended your conversation.
Chris, one moment. Anybody that's watching the show right now, and the people who are on the show right now, again, I will say this. I have Miz merchandise. I buy Miz's clothes. I am a Miz fan. But no one, and the mic means no one, has ever said, yo, the Miz match was match of the night. He's not match of the night material.
I have more than one.
But you're weird. In all due respect. Okay? I'm being honest here.
No one. Speak a little louder so your tooth can hurt.
No one has ever said the Miz is match of the night material.
I did. Again,
the only one.
Multiple people have.
Multiple people. So
please. The match of the night was the Usos' his match with the New Day.
That's not even I don't know that. Wrestling doll. We're talking about in general. The Miz, and again, it's not, and I said it before, and I'm glad it was tweeted out properly. With no disrespect towards the Miz.
You just disrespecting him.
I did not disrespect him.
Even these agree with me. Your co-host.
You cannot sit here and speak to an audience and be honest with yourself. Because you're not. You're lying. You are fucking.
There's no reason for me to lie.
So you're talking about
lying and saying that you actually say something.
The Miz can have a match as good as AJ Styles.
I didn't defend Edge. What are you talking about?
Can the Miz have a match as good as AJ Styles?
He has.
Never.
He has.
AJ Styles can wrestle or get the fucking
AJ Styles.
He technically did tonight.
Miz is a very underrated wrestler that can go in the ring.
No, he's not underrated. He's Roddy fucking Piper. He tells a story. He's going to the microphone in the ring. He's very safe. You can trust him, but he's not putting on a technical.
You know who I can't trust? I can't trust you to make an intelligent argument about this. I just gave you about 5 different scenarios where Miz put on match of night. You don't want to listen.
Please.
That's fine. That's why you're not really the head of the table.
Gibberish. You're talking nonsense.
I didn't talk gibberish. I gave you 5 fucking matches. I gave you 5 matches that Miz did.
No one in the chat room has even fucking agreed with you.
Excuse
because
me.
the only one who agrees with you is fucking Elvis.
Your co-host is every single Monday at 6:00 p.m. The intelligent one. He's over here agreeing with me.
First of all, I never said he couldn't have a good match. I said match of the night. There's a difference. There's a difference between match of the night material.
I know this is you, Mikey.
I just said he's had it. You don't want to acknowledge it because you want to be a hater. That's fine. You've been hanging around Cena Superior. You've been hanging around Wrestling Doll.
No,
I get it.
How can you hate on something you're a fan of? I'm a fan of Miz more than you. How many fucking Miz shirts do you have?
Wow.
I have 4.
Please, I'll wait.
I just told you, but you don't know when to shut up.
No,
I just told you.
You said 4. You said 4.
So
I
I
still
said
said wait. I have more than you.
Okay, big fucking whoop. That doesn't mean that you're a bigger fan of Miz than I am. I've been a fan of Miz since earlier in the days. I didn't need to see what was the video for WrestleMania 27 just to become a fan of Miz. I was a fan of Miz way before that. He was my fucking ringtone for like a year.
Never said the Miz couldn't wrestle a good match. Never said that, but
You said he can't wrestle a match of the night. I say he's wrestled multiple matches of the night. They gave you a list. You don't want to acknowledge it because you're a hater.
It's not about being a hater. It's about being honest with you. You can't even tell the truth between what size shoes you wear, brother. You go to the store acting for 12, you know damn well you wear 12 and a half. Stop lying to people.
Why you looking at my feet?
Because it sounds
Why you
cool
looking
so
at
you
my
wear
feet?
13.
No, don't be looking at my feet.
You think it sounds cool you wear 13, you know damn well you're fucking smaller than that. Okay? I'm meant to say that. You're smaller than a 13, bro.
Are you looking
You're a
at
10
my
and a half kind of guy.
Okay?
And when you're a 10 and a half kind of guy, you cannot identify that, yes, he's great, but he's not match of the night great. He's no fucking Shawn Michaels. He's no fucking AJ Styles. He's no fucking Randy Orton. He's no fucking. He wrestles as good as the fucking Rock does. Okay, and the Rock only had match of the night because who he went against, not because the Rock doesn't mean the Rock can't wrestle. He's just not a technical wrestler. It's that simple.
Wow. Miz has had multiple matches in the night. I don't know.
Hold on a second.
Hey, you smoked the green. You smoked the green.
It's a waste of time.
We got to cut to a special announcement. We got to cut to
you're wasting my breath right now.
Chris, we got to cut to a special announcement. Hold on a second.
Acknowledge me.
He can't.
Guys, you're watching Unpopular Review.
No, fuck that. What?
No, you're not gonna step all over me.
No. Yes, I am. Put these comments up. I'm gonna address every single one of these before I go. All right.
Let me plug this show before you leave.
Plug it.
No. We plug in right now. You guys, you watching Unpopular Review? Let me goddamn do my plug. Goddamn it.
No plug. No plug.
Yes, plug.
No plug.
Why not?
No plug. I'm called Make an Executive Decision. Pope Rivers.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Your biggest thing you have ever done is stalk Haven and my other co-host, Captain Shay. I don't want to hear anything from you. Stop calling me Executive Grunt. Puerto Rican Princess 31682. You can't even win a proper prediction battle because you don't know your wrestling. Don't sit here and say anything about a promo battle between me and this so-called head of the table. Nelson Roy Miles. And the words of Thanos, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Okay? Zia Salah is the only one that makes any damn sense. George Samuel Lewis, I agree with Mike the Miz not matching night wrestler. I agree. I don't want to see any more of your comments. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh my God. He was agreeing with you.
I'm told that I can't say that fans are stupid as fuck, but you can say that.
Yes, Wrestling Doll, you must acknowledge me. Elvis, no one wants to acknowledge you. When you were abandoned as a child in front of a church, the whole nun did not want to bring you inside the church because you're a piece of shit. I don't understand how many times I have to tell you that every fucking week. You're shit, you're garbage, you're trash. That's why you didn't win either.
Wow, Chris is worked up. He's legit hot right now.
When he realized the Miz is the match of night material.
How dare you?
How about you go tell your 500 fucking social media followers to come see me? How about that?
Way more than 500, and then all of them will be in your inbox tomorrow. Okay,
please.
So you can ignore them like you do all your followers, right?
You can't even get 20 of them to say it. My followers will beat your followers' asses.
All right.
My followers will beat your followers' asses.
Why is he here?
What? Because you were stepping out tonight. Remember you said you got COVID or whatever you got? Motherfucker, get off the fucking show. You're coming over here and you fucking steamrolling us.
Here. He said, can you please give me a Monday night? Can you please give me a Monday night? Can I get a Monday night? So I finally give you one. You go, well, not tonight. Well, I was going to pull my own motherfucking show off.
Well, this is what he does every Monday night. He's all like, I got a date tonight. It's Monday. Listen, I got to go. I got a cough.
Spit works the same way. If you're gonna jerk off, just jerk off.
Oh, look, now he muted himself.
You're atrocious. Stop.
Tag me in. Now everybody wants to come in.
Go ahead with the plugs, Big Daddy Cool.
Oh my God! Now, right
now because they're done.
When we were talking about Raw, that's when you turn around and look at your husband. Go ahead.
My God.
Wow, how am I gonna tee up a plug right now in the middle of this when you insult and have to
plug it so we can move on, please.
Guys, you're watching Unpopular Review. Thank you for tuning in. If you're still tuning in after Chris has lost his fucking mind, I'm Big Daddy Cool. I'm joined by the head of the table, Mike Knox, Wrestling Doll, and the executive consultant who might be fired tomorrow.
Fire me! I'm already fired.
Fire me.
He's already on fire. Thank you for watching, guys. Please make sure you like.
Fired this guy for being a new fan.
Oh my God! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop railroading me, you motherfucker!
Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan.
Thank you for tuning in, whether that's on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that shit. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you follow the Unpopular Review so that way you can keep following our nonsense.
Hey, I heard Shada put up a new Instagram picture. You might want to go,
enter
Say,
debate.
who told Joe punk ass to come on here anyway? Go back to sleep, you fucking nerd.
Oh my
Mike,
God!
we can't,
Don't worry, he'll be back tomorrow.
I can't insult the
Guys, okay, let's talk about. I like how 15 minutes ago I was like, we're gonna talk about Becky Lynch.
I gotta go, guys. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Motherfucker!
All right, bye.
This guy couldn't leave fast enough.
My
This
God,
guy always
I can't
just
believe he was arguing about a man who was being a hypocrite and put his wife as a human shield.
You know what? I hope one day the society changer, all right, decides to bring your ass to the ring. Let's see how quick and fast you take a close.
Oh, please, honey. He doesn't want me in that ring anyways. He doesn't date
my
wrestlers, so I'm good on that, honey.
Let's talk about big time Bex. Becky Lynch came out to do a promo in the middle of the Monday Night Raw, and she was saying that she's a work of art because she makes you feel something. I know when I see her, I feel something. But this is.
I thought I was the only person who had a Jones in his bones for her.
Oh my God, you guys are crazy.
Have you ever seen him in person? I mean, Becky Lynch in person is very beautiful.
I mean, I can imagine.
Like,
but
sometimes TV has TV beauty and there's real life beauty. Becky Lynch is beautiful in person.
I haven't had that pleasure.
Oh, every time I see her in my dreams, she's very beautiful. You know what I especially like from her promo tonight? She says, South Carolina is destined for failure, just like Liv Morgan. I like that. That was a good shot. Then, this is probably the worst part of tonight. And
Oh my God.
honestly, I thought when Otis was in the second segment of the show, it couldn't get any worse than Otis. But fuck, it did. Here comes Liv Morgan, and fuck, this woman should never have a microphone in her hand because she's boring AF. I mean, she just went on and on and on, and all I could think of in my notes, I said, I underscored this twice, I really need Becky to beat the trash out of her. Like, I need to see another match, and I know nobody wants to see it. But I need to see another match just so she could fucking pound her one more goddamn time. I swear to God. I thought they had a really good match at day one.
Her. Just keep pounding her. Pounding her.
Bam, 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 like a street fight. I need to see like an Irish street fight where she's just like.
Oh,
back to the last kicker. I liked her better that way.
Oh my God, please.
Last kicker, the man.
I hate that moniker, the man. Personally, I hate it.
So does Ric Flair, apparently. So
Yep.
Bianca decides to interrupt. I was like, hallelujah, thank God. Somebody that knows how to run a mic. Liv asked Bianca to step aside as the parents are speaking, which I don't know how Bianca just didn't whip the shit out of her right there. I was just begging. I was like begging them, either one of them, to just fucking punch her in the face, but it didn't happen. Bianca lays claim to being the next person in line for Becky. Becky and Liv jump Becky. Then Becky gets some revenge. Guys, this is obviously setting up Becky Lynch versus Bianca at some point in the future. I thought this was going to wait till WrestleMania, but maybe, we didn't wait till WrestleMania for Lesnar versus Lashley. Maybe we're not waiting until WrestleMania. Maybe Vince is going to die before WrestleMania and he just wants to get it all out of his system now. I don't know. Guys, your thoughts. I'll start with you, Doll. What are your thoughts on Bianca having to go through Liv Morgan to get to Becky Lynch?
Well, I mean, she's already gone through Liv Morgan before and she kicked her ass. So I think there's a possibility that she just might do it again.
So did Bo Dallas. Oh, sorry.
Oh my God. I mean, she did hit her with that KOD until Becky stopped her. Surprised Becky stopped her. I thought she would have wanted her to get KOD'd.
Oh my God, I was so begging for that. I was disappointed when she did not get KOD'd. I stood up off my couch. I was like, God damn it. So close. So close.
It's Becky's fault she stopped it.
I know. What was she thinking?
She wasn't.
Both of them should have just stomped a mud hole in her. I swear to God, never. They should have been like, never pick up a mic again. God damn it.
Listen, Liv has decent skills in the ring, in-ring work. Decent skills.
I know,
I'm
por
not saying
favor.
she's the
No.
greatest, of course.
Never.
But
I never
unfortunately,
better
they
see
don't
her
have
with a
enough
microphone.
people to give her someone to be her mouthpiece.
See, I
Who
don't
they
even think she's good in the ring, personally. I think
No.
she's below average, and she does suck on the microphone. If she wasn't as hot as she was, and WWE's very good at finding hot women, to be honest with you, but their track record for having beautiful women is out there, right? I think even in all the rosters of every wrestling federation that ever existed, they pulled the prettier looking women. The thing that they do, when I look at Liv Morgan, I see divas. I see diva division. I don't see women's division. I don't see what they've made today in the women's revolution for Liv Morgan. I think she's average in the ring, but I do think she's a bigger star than Ruby Riott was, or anybody else who was in the Riott squad, because she does have a little personality and how she dresses and her appearance coming to the ring. But I'm with you on that one, Big Daddy Cool. I was so happy that Bianca Belair came out there to save that whole segment, because she is just boring. And so when you have to be good in the ring or go on the mic. You know what I mean? Like Carmella, she's not great in the ring, but Carmella's a very good entertainer.
Carmella is good in the ring. She's
average.
She's not Luthez, but let's be real. Like, she can handle her own, right? Like,
I don't like women who count their steps when they're wrestling. And both of these girls, Liv Morgan goes 1, 2, 3.
Liv Morgan, yes. Carmella,
1, 2, 3. Did you watch SmackDown 2 weeks ago?
Carmella,
or 2 weeks ago, not SmackDown, Raw. They had that tag match. I love Mella is money to me. I'm a big Carmella fan, but she counts her steps.
I disagree. I watch Carmella very closely, probably a little more closely than what's his name?
Corey Graves. Corey Graves.
Thank you. Oh, you just muted yourself. How'd you just mute yourself?
Well, listen, you like Carmella because of how pretty she is, and you like Corey Graves because he says everything that you want to say on TV, and he can kiss her ass even more because they are together.
That's right.
And he has and that's what he gets paid for.
I'm back.
And I can't say that. I'm sorry.
No, you can. He just does it on TV.
Yeah, I hear you. You good. Anthony, watching us on Facebook, says, I hate how Liv screams at the top of her lungs. Carmella does that too. It's really not good for the viewers. I mean, I don't ever hear Carmella
screams all the time. Zelina screams every so often. Liv Morgan does scream a lot too, but I can't stand hearing Carmella because Carmella.
I'm too busy watching.
It makes me want to stab my ears from how loud she is. I miss her as Staten Island Princess Carmella.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you do.
I mean, there's Staten Island Dump.
I prefer that I got into.
Staten Island is horrible.
Staten Island Dump. That's what they call them in Jersey Shore.
I'm the most intelligent. No, you're not. The fact that you have to say that is ridiculous. Bianca should get the belt back, in my opinion. You guys want to see Bianca with the championships? You want to see her beat?
I think she
Becky
does get it back at WrestleMania. It only makes sense.
SmackDown looks going to be Raw champ.
Well, I think it makes sense to fans. Like, WWE gets a hard time for doing the things they do. But I think even though it's not when we want it and it's not never right away, they do, to me, make it up to the fans. And I think the horrible thing that happened at SummerSlam, because they wanted Becky to get over, they thought it would be better. They thought it would be more perceived than what it was. They didn't realize how people were behind Bianca the way they were. So they just didn't think that far ahead. But I think you make that up for Bianca by having Bianca beat her back at WrestleMania. So I think that's what I think is going to happen.
Kendrick says, I hated how Bianca jobbed to Becky at SummerSlam, but Bianca needs to beat Becky for the Raw title. I see either Bianca or returning Bayley or Asuka facing Becky at Mania. I think the money matchup is Bianca versus Becky 2.0, and you finish the story, right? You finish the story.
And you have a match longer than 26 seconds.
Have you
Correct.
seen Asuka lately on her TikTok? She has a lot of weed in front of her. I don't know about them bringing her back. I saw that picture. I was like, I said, girl, you quitting? Because she had like a pound of fucking weed on her Twitch page. You saw that, right?
No.
I mean,
no. She had
the only one there that
she
does
had
weed.
a pound of weed. They don't give you that much weed at the dispensaries. They won't let you get that much. Okay, you can't get more than like 2 ounces. She had like a pound.
You sure she didn't like have like auto refill, and then they just kind of sometimes when you auto refill and you don't use your meds on time, they send you the next bottle, and you didn't even go through the first bottle.
I don't think Asuka's coming back. Yeah, I hope she does, but I saw that picture. I said, "Oh yeah, she quit."
Oh my god! Do you guys know the Hulk Hogan theme song? No.
I don't even know who the hell that person is. You talking about HH, that racist son of a bitch that want to apologize to blacks? That guy?
I agree, and most of the Raw women are divas. Oh no, come on now, Anthony, you out of line there.
Well,
no, he's right though. He's right to me. So Zelina Vega definitely is. Becky Lynch isn't. Rhea Ripley isn't, and Bianca Belair isn't, and maybe Nikki Ash. The rest of them girls are all diva material.
I'll agree with Dana Brooke.
But Dana can go better than half the other girls on that roster. She don't get no, but she just keeps changing her appearance so much. I don't know who the hell she is anymore.
Let's quickly talk about Dana Brooke. She was in a quick spot with Reggie. She teamed up with Reggie to fight Tamina and Tozawa. Dana and Reggie won. There's nothing really to write home about to mom about it in this one. That's pretty much it. Nothing else happened.
The fact that Tozawa accidentally kicks Timmy in the face and she nearly kills him.
I guess that was it. That was the funny spot. I'd definitely rather have women wrestlers than divas. But even like with the 3 women that you register as wrestlers, maybe 4 that you mentioned.
I said 4.
Yeah, you mentioned 4. On Raw. That's 4 more than AEW has.
Oh, good Lord.
You know what? I can't wait for you to get into that because people ain't gonna like. I got the unpopular opinion about that damn women's tag match. I went back and watched it. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's get into that a little bit. But let's quickly go through these other matches because I feel like everything was just kind of filler and everything else. These 2 things that we just kind of started the show
4-way match. We didn't actually really talk about the match in itself, which I thought was very fucking good. That
the match 4-way match. It saved the night in a way.
I'm sorry?
It saved the night in a way. It was really crazy, especially when they got out of the ring into the concessions.
You had the beginning, right? You had RK Bro because they're always entertaining.
Yep.
Right? If you found a state, and then you had the ending. That's really was Raw tonight to be 3 hours. You had 3 good spots, at least in my opinion. And you're right. It opened up great with Lesnar and Heyman. The RK Bros came on because they're funny. Their backstage stuff they did, and then the ring, and then you had the match, which to me, I think it did save Raw, and that's all. Sometimes it matters. It's we normally leave Raw going, what story was better. This time I got to say, that match was a really good match. It was I don't know which Reggie, but I thought it was better than the 5-way match as well, and I thought the 5-way match was pretty damn decent. To be honest with you,
it was good. It just felt too short, especially since there was like 10 minutes left.
Well,
it seemed like they were rushed. Let's see. What else? Let's do some quick hits through some of these matches. You had Queen La Reina, Zelina Vega, and Carmella versus Rhea and Nikki Ash. Nikki fails to tag in Rhea and eats a pin from Zelina. They still telling the story that they're going to end up breaking up. Yeah, and that Nikki is a wash. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you right here. Everybody keeps claiming, they ain't going to get to 30. They ain't going to get to 30. You're going to see Nikki Ash show up at the Royal Rumble, and you're going to see Nikki Cross show up at the Royal Rumble.
Didn't somebody do that before?
Oh, Mick Foley.
He did 3 faces of Foley, but I'm talking about from the. You're right. Okay, it was Foley for sure. Okay, I also thought Hurricane might have did it.
I don't know if Hurricane did it. I do know that Santino did it for the women and the men's.
Yes, I did see that one.
Hall of Famer to me. Say his name right.
Without a doubt. Santino.
Funny as hell. Funny as hell.
You got Street Profits versus Apollo and Commander Aziz. Street Profits get their W back from after losing to RK Bro. I was surprised that they actually lost to RK Bro because I feel like the Profits need the titles back. They're long overdue.
I think they beat RK Bro personally.
But
I do too.
They're a tag team. Let's be real. Montez and
Dawkins.
His name's Dawkins, but I call him Papa Doc. That's what he calls himself. That's what he calls himself when he's gaming.
He calls himself Papa Doc.
He calls him Papa Doc.
Who wants to be Papa Doc?
He's Papa Doc.
I mean, Clarence with the real good parents. You got a real good marriage,
Good Lord.
So these dudes, they're so over that they don't really need a title, right?
No.
Yeah, they don't. Plus, I kind of feel like with how RK Bro is doing and how hype and popular, I feel like when it was mentioned before that the Shield were really big and then they got split up just as they were super big, that they're kind of trying to avoid doing that again. So that way, when they're at the height, Like, boom, it's over. Because they're not getting too stale yet. Not stale enough for everybody to be super bored because everybody still pops for them.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just going to keep this going for a while. Maybe until WrestleMania, maybe a little longer after. Who knows?
I think it'd be nice for them to win the titles at WrestleMania and get that pop in front of a big Dallas crowd
that they didn't get before with the pandemic era one. Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about these title matches. You had Alpha Academy versus RK Bro. Pre-match, Gable was saying that Otis...
I thought it was a non-title. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was non-title. Sorry.
It's non-title, yeah.
For now, you know that it's building up to the title match.
Yep.
Pre-match, you had Gable saying Otis is the most feared. I don't know what he's the most feared at. Maybe at a pie eating contest.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
not in the ring.
I saw that coming.
Oh,
Stop with the
yeah.
fat shaming.
Otis, I'm only Otis shaming right now.
I'm a huge Otis mark.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me?
Not the
what?
machine shit days, but when he's joined, ever since he's joined Alpha Academy, I love Gable. I love tag team wrestling. It's my favorite part of wrestling, and though WWE kills it, right? So I hope for these things. That's why I don't think RKO will break up before WrestleMania, because it's going to be the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy at WrestleMania. Whoever has the titles, I don't know, but that's the title match at WrestleMania. Is going to be Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. That's a great tag team. Otis is over with Gable. Some guys don't have to talk.
He's not.
He doesn't have to talk. And I miss the body bot steak and rubbing the belly.
Yeah, that's the Otis that was over.
I like that.
I love that Otis. Where's that Otis, man?
It's gone, but now he's a fucking killing machine.
No, he's not. I don't buy him as a killing machine.
It's like a fat Taz.
He's not a.
Like a big old fat Taz.
I can't take this. I can't take Fat Taz seriously.
I take Fat Taz over Taz's son.
Oh, Hook! Don't say that to the AEW fans.
I said it on purpose.
The man who can't
come
do a pile driver properly.
The hookers are going to come for you.
The hookers, I like that one.
That's what they call themselves. The hookers. When they're hooker, when you're a fan of Hook, you're a hooker.
Well, what about Captain Hook? He was first. Who's going to forget about him? He doesn't exist.
All right, guys. Let's see what else we had. We had Damien Priest versus Ziggler. Call me stupid. Call me slow. Tonight was the first night since Damien Priest had this whole new gimmick of his like Jekyll and Hyde shit.
Yes.
That I actually put together that Damien is the bad one and Priest is the good one. And his entrance is split in half, like Angel and Hell. And I was like, oh shit, they were just giving me the whole fucking thing in his entrance and I wasn't even paying attention. So there you go. They had the whole thing.
They're not doing that much with Balor anymore, so they got to give it to somebody.
They got.
Well, that's a shame because Balor wasn't even on TV
because
tonight.
I miss him as the Archer of Infamy.
But that wasn't as deep as this. Now he's got he's got face his demon. He's got to be the good guy. Today he had to wrestle 2 matches.
Aren't you a New Yorker?
Two things. I like Damien Priest. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
And that's one of the questions that I wanted to ask you. Mike, I'm going to start with you. Do you think that Damien Priest is over?
No, not for me. Let me rephrase that. I'm an older wrestling fan, so I'm a lot more critical on a lot of things. But I do hear people talk about Damien Priest. I have not liked him since I had a chance to go down to, and I saw him do a Ring of Honor show at WrestleMania. What number that was in New Orleans a few years back. He was still in Ring of Honor. They did the Elite. The Elite had their own show, half Ring of Honor, half the Elite, and he performed that night. And I just have not been a fan. That's my personal belief of what I saw in person. And I also don't think that 6'10" guys should do the things that he does in the ring. That's just me and my preference of wrestling. But to answer the question to what you're saying, most wrestling fans, I think it's kind of split. I find a lot of people not hating him. So is he over? He's getting there, I guess. Not for me, but somebody fucking likes him.
Doll, is he over?
I think he might be over with some people. For me, he was more over with me with the gimmick that he had when I got into it, which was the Arch of Infamy. But with this gimmick that he has now, it's kind of boring me, and I feel like the championship run is getting stale. Like, oh, he wrestles. Somebody makes him mad. The Damien side comes out. He gets so upset that he starts beating the crap out of them that he gets DQ'd or counted out. It's getting boring.
His teeth get yellower and yellower as he gets mad too. I don't know how they do that. I don't know if that's if that's camera shit, what? If he puts a blood, yellow pack in his mouth or something, his teeth gets yellower and yellower.
If they can
So
get
help me God, he has
Apollo's
yellow teeth.
If they can get Apollo's gold lions to turn their heads, I'm sure they could get his teeth to turn yellow. Let's catch up with some of these.
That thing that Apollo comes in with and clean his teeth up.
Let's catch up with some of these comments. Z says, by the way, on this day in 2011, CM Punk joined the Nexus as the leader when he put on the infamous black and yellow armband. Anthony says, do you think Orton will turn on Riddle to push Riddle as a single star? I think that's building up. I think that's the WrestleMania match. We're gonna see.
Yep.
Nelson is just trolling at this point. Brock Lesnar sucks, and he's not good for WWE.
Nelson, do you actually like anybody in WWE, or do you just watch the hate on everyone?
Kendrick says, I had the Profits winning at day one. So did I. I always lose. We have, I don't know if you all know, but we have as hosts on UPR, there's like 11 of us, and we have this vote that we do before every pay-per-view, AEW, WWE, and everybody picks, and I always end up losing the most.
You like me be picking with your heart. Like one time I won, I picked intelligently as a wrestling fan. And then this time I'm like, well, this is what I want. 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 What I want never happens. So I'm with you.
You know what it is some of them, especially when it's NXT, everybody picks the same shit. And then I'm like, which one is going to be this oddball shit that I'm just going to throw a dart at? And then I only won one time.
I've only won once too, but I've only been here for 6 months. So what's your excuse?
I've been here 18 months and I've only won once.
A few for me, but time will tell.
What make a TLC? Just curious. Talking about the tag team division.
I think he was saying earlier. That's when we were talking about the match between Alpha Academy and Street Profits and RK Bro.
When the last time I've missed that from WrestleManias, and now with having 2 nights, they're not going to squeeze all those guys. Remember, we would get the Money in the Bank matches or the whatever kind of ladder matches. They don't need that no more now with 2 nights. Which, by the way, I'm still not a fan of. I think it's cool to for TV purposes, but as a crowd being there live, you can't win for losing with having 2 nights, in my opinion. And I think they did really good last year, but no matter what happened, day 1 was going to fall short of day 2. And I just think that's kind of unfair. And if day 1 is great, then you can't live up to the expectations for day 2 because people love day 1 so much. I never thought that was good. The same thing when you would have the NXT takeovers would be, going into WrestleMania, you will see those takeovers and go, oh my God. And you get to WrestleMania, you'd be like, well, how the fuck you supposed to compete with that? So I don't like the having both nights.
Yeah. Elvis says, Otis is the name for a fat bulldog or an ugly pug. I agree with you, Elvis.
Well, you're an ugly pug, so you would know, Elvis.
Shit. Oh, my God.
Takes one to know one.
Charmaine says, I look good in pink. Thank you,
Charmaine. I bet you did, Charmaine.
Let's
Did you do that on purpose? Did you put that on because Bianca wore that, or was just that coincidence?
Oh, Big Daddy Cool looks good in pink. I thought you said she looks good in pink. You said I look good in pink. I didn't read the comment. Damn it.
Well, I'm not wearing pink, so she's not talking about me.
Well, clearly I see it now. I wasn't paying attention behind that red lights he got in the back. I was trying to be like you. See, I got my red lights going. I was trying to get like you.
Good. There you go.
In the spirit of Raw.
That's right.
I thought it was a King thing. Okay, it's a Raw thing. Got it.
AJ Styles versus Omos. Omos wins clean with a choke slam.
We saw that coming.
This match, I
not
guess,
like that. I didn't.
No, I
yeah, not like that.
Not with a squash. He squashed AJ Styles.
I kind of saw that coming.
And the question that I only have, I don't really there's not much to review here. This was 5 minutes, at best. Do you think this is going to be worth it? Do you think feeding AJ? I'll start with you, Doll. Do you think this experiment is going to work? Feeding AJ to Omos and make Omos a star? You're saying no. No, Mike?
No, nothing they can do can make Omos a star.
Oh shit! Nothing they can do.
No.
Not even teaming him up with
certain
Otis.
guys. Certain guys have. Certain guys and girls have it, and you see it when you see them. I mean, the first time I saw Robert Roode in Team Canada, I said, "Damn, that guy's a star." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you look at Omos, you don't see star, right? And yeah, he can move better than I thought he could move, but for what it's worth, they've been trying to find a giant every decade, right? There's only one Andre. There's only one Big Show. There's only one Undertaker.
Only one Great Khali.
Great Khali ain't great. Okay, he was just there to sell tickets to people in Punjabi.
He was a giant, so.
Right, but he wasn't. My point was even though he's in the Hall of Fame, no one other than my special needs boy liked giants. Like no one was fucking with the Great Khali. Like no one's fucking with Omos. It's just we want to see wrestling. Hence why the Miz has never been wrestler of the night in a wrestling of the night moment.
You know, it's funny you say that. My father is the reason that I got into wrestling, and he hated Andre the Giant because the man would never wrestle. He's like, I don't like this guy. All he does is step on people. It's bullshit. That's actually a legit impression of my father.
Oh my god!
So,
Where he had his frappuccino.
that's right. He had a coffee, a hot coffee. I
got bad. I pictured that.
Andre the Giant is bullshit. Hulk Hogan is my
Meanwhile,
champion.
my dad had a shot of vodka.
All right, guys, we're almost wrapping up this Raw review, guys. You're watching Unpopular Review. Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you like, follow, subscribe, whether that be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. And make sure you follow this man right below me. That's the Mike Knox. He is the host of Around the Blocks. You can catch Around the Blocks on Mike's network as well as Unpopular Review. He has his own show, weekly show on UPR and his own network, and he tells it as it is, like he's telling it like it is tonight.
No sugarcoating, no beating around the bush.
That's right. Let's talk about Miz and Maurice. Miz and Maurice at the top of the 10 o'clock hour. They are talking trash.
Moaning, whining, complaining, sad about the fact that their plan didn't work. That Miz was going to have Maurice distract the ref or hit Edge the entire time and have him win. And then Beth came out, and then basically that's how Edge won, because they outsmarted them and did what they wanted to do. So when Maurice is like, oh, if Beth were here, I'd punch her in the face right now. And then Beth comes out like you were saying, honey. And then Edge comes out, and then they start talking. And then before you know it, we get Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth at Royal Rumble.
Oh, you did a really good job of. She did a good job of recapping that.
It's lazy booking.
You think so?
I think I'm not sure if Ron said it on Saturday's show of day one or if Dice said it, but somebody mentioned how when Edge, I think it was Ron, when Edge first came back, that should have been the Miz's time, not now, right? And I know the night watching this, I was like, okay, we just got this with Daniel Bella and the Bella family versus the Miz's family at WrestleMania down in New Orleans, right?
But that was like 3 years ago.
Doesn't matter. You know, wrestling fans don't got short personality. Well, they got short personalities. They don't have short
memory.
They don't got. That's the thing. They don't have short term memory. Although WWE trying to make you believe that we do.
But
right?
People love that shit for WrestleMania. I thought this was they were going to try and stretch this for WrestleMania. I'm surprised that they're giving this to us at Royal Rumble. But
I don't think no one wants to see this match. This is not a match that someone asked for.
I think a lot of people want to see this, though. Did you see?
I mean, the consultant called it that this was going to happen.
No, it's not. Listen, calling something doesn't mean somebody wants to see it. I called it. Everybody called it. It's like saying, hey, do you guys got unlimited on your phone plan? You better fucking have unlimited. Everybody has unlimited. It's not about unlimited. It's about the price. So, no, this ain't a secret to call it. We saw this weeks ago when Beth quit NXT. It's just, I don't think no wrestling fan is sitting at home saying, oh my God, I can't wait to see Maurice back in a ring against Beth Phoenix. That's all I'm saying.
No, but I think that you saw Beth's pop at day one. Like, it was huge. And so.
She showed up at day one. It wasn't a big pop tonight.
Because I think everybody expected her. And so
that's my point.
When she hits her move set, right, when she does the glam slam on Maurice, I think people will pop. And I think that's what. You see, there you go. See, so I think there's money in the match, but it is what it is. Nobody's asking it to be a main event.
It's Edge. It's Miz. That's the money. It ain't the women.
I gotta read some comments before George drops a dislike on our YouTube. He says I'd rather have Bayley versus Becky Lynch because those two have not competed against each other. And he says that I see Edge versus AJ happening at Mania. I think that this is going to happen, and I think AJ's going to win because he's got to get he's got to have his W back from putting over Omos, feed Edge to AJ. Here's a great take. Bad Bunny should return at the Royal Rumble and win and challenge Roman and beat him at WrestleMania. Best for business.
I'm sorry. I know my show was called The Show for the Intelligent Wrestling Fans, and he said this the most intelligent person in the chat. That was the dumbest. Not one of your ass got D's in school, Elvis, because that was just stupid.
Well, what about F's?
Damn, I was being nice.
Don't be nice to that man. You don't have to be nice
guys.
to that man. I'm not.
I love that we trash him week after week after week.
And he
Not
still
even
comes
week
back
after week.
for more.
It's
And he
show
still
after
shows
show,
up.
and he still
He's
shows up.
on every show, and I like that. But listen, the best thing about everything we do here is everybody has their own opinions. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just our opinion. So he can have his wrong opinion all he wants to.
Yep. Guys, let me shout out those of you that are dropping likes. I want to shout out Lowell. I want to shout out Nelson, Matt. Apologies if I chopped this up, my man. Mukelo, Jalen, Elvis, Mike. I see you, Anthony, my man Chris. Guys, if you haven't dropped a like on Facebook or YouTube, please make sure you do so now. This is Unpopular Review. We're about to wrap up this Raw review. Guys, big news coming next week for Monday Night Raw. Alexa Bliss is coming back. It's been a while.
They didn't say she was coming back.
It's a journey back.
They said
You're
the
right.
journey they're coming back to Raw.
Maybe they'll have her come by like
So I
WrestleMania.
wonder. Yeah, I think she'd be there before Mania or at Mania for sure. Right? But
I think Rumble might be a little too soon.
I think you need her for Rumble. And again, Big Daddy Cool, you're talking about the 30 women. I mean, it's not hard to pull 30 women, but I do notice they didn't advertise it. And that's kind of strange to me because WWE loves advertising. The fact that it's not being advertised,
it's a little fishy.
it is a little
Yeah,
fishy.
but I mean, we still got three. After tonight's show, we still got 3 shows left to do. I mean, 3 Raws. And we also now have 4 SmackDown. So let's see what they do on SmackDown to see if they start maybe promoting these.
And I would almost bet my balling dollar on that next comment if you post it. That will not happen. I've been saying that all day today, and I don't think that's going to happen at all.
What's that?
What's
the money match?
Well, no, not that. I agree with that.
No, he's asking which one do you think is more money, Becky versus Bianca or Bayley versus Becky?
I think Bayley versus Becky.
I mean,
I'm wrong with that. Bianca versus Becky because of how Bianca got treated.
Right.
The culture's behind her, and then wrestling fans are behind her for that as well. So,
and not only that, Bianca is a bigger face at this point in time. Bayley left as a heel. I think she will come back as a face.
Yeah, they all do.
But I don't think you're gonna get. Bianca gets a bigger pop winning the title over Becky than Bayley gets.
But Bayley goes to SmackDown because the 4 Horsemen are never on the same show together. There's always 2 and 2.
Right. You are absolutely right. We all know how it will be Roman versus Goldberg at WrestleMania.
Oh, no, she will come to Raw because I'm sorry, I said that wrong because that could happen because Sasha Banks is on SmackDown. So.
All right, guys, that's Monday Night Raw for tonight. Overall, what do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down on Monday Night Raw? Mike, let's start with you.
I stayed up enough to want to do this show, so thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Doll, what do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, Monday Night Raw.
It was good. I give it a thumbs up, but I feel like it was more in the middle.
Ooh, okay. I give it a thumbs up. I think it was a good show. Good ending.
She gave her own thing, Elvis. She said she's fine.
Yeah, she did. We retweeted it out on our Twitter. She said last night she's doing good, and thank you for all the love. Although I'm pretty sure she wasn't talking about you.
You're not going to know AEW hate tonight?
No,
we are. We're gonna get to it. I want to bring in Matt to start doing some news here. I got some news things.
With your notes, so professional.
This man takes notes.
I do.
I put all mine on my phone
notes.
like a
I
new
took
21st
notes
century
before
kid.
that same way, and I did it on my phone before. So
This is disgusting, Elvis. Why would you say this? This is.
Listen,
oh my God.
Dana Brooks is still hot, although I don't know which one she looks like from week to week. 1 second, and this is I'm not body shame or anything like that. Like I never understood how Alexa Bliss got mad at that one fan who showed the thick Alexa Bliss versus the skinnier one.
Yeah,
because he said what happened to her ass, and she got really bent out of shape.
Yeah,
that's not body shaming. Guys are just guys, and we don't think sometimes. So she did lose her ass. So did Becky Lynch. Her ass ain't the same either. Since, like most people normally gain weight from a baby. Becky Lynch lost weight from having a baby. Like that.
She didn't work her butt off for that since she had her baby.
Yeah, you can tell that's what that is. She's like, oh, I'm gonna lose this baby weight, and she lost way too much.
That's funny. Let's see. All right, let's bring on Matt. Mad Dog Kelly. Matt, how's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. We're doing all right. We're gonna zip through some news. What do you have for us?
Right. So the first thing, I actually woke up this morning and I read an article from Sports Illustrated with the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, and they gave an update on Roman Reigns' condition with his COVID-19 positive illness right now. As a lot of fans know, Roman Reigns tested positive for COVID. Unfortunately, the Usos gave the update, and the update states that he is gonna recover, most likely. They said, and he said that they said that he's resting at home and playing some Call of Duty on the side, apparently. So that's what the Universal Champion is doing right now.
Very good. Good to hear that he's on the mend and playing Call of Duty.
Indeed.
Christmas might be over. Some people just don't care and still have their decorations up.
Right. My mom says until at least January 6th or 7th. That's what my mom always has.
Mine says like that too. My wife's birthday's the 7th. So, decorations, our birthday's over.
That's little Christmas.
Yes, that's community. What my mom was telling me too. The next thing of news, and this is actually maybe something you guys noticed at the pay-per-view the other night. Maybe you didn't notice it. I don't know, but apparently. Drew McIntyre has a neck injury, and they wrote him off by the attack by Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. Obviously, they both started going after Drew, and it looks like he's going to be out for some time. That actually messes up some plans apparently as well, with possibly Roman and Drew, and they have to change a lot of stuff around. Plus Brock's now champion as well, and I'll get to that maybe in a little bit if we have time. But yes, so Drew's going to be out for quite some time. Unfortunately, that's a shame. I like Drew. I always did. I always thought he had that kind of charisma. Apparently as well, what I was reading in the article too, I was reading that they actually had it turns out they had a tag team between Drew McIntyre and Jeff Hardy. As you guys know, Jeff Hardy got released. We talked about that last time that came on the show for my first time.
Well, he also rolled out of the ring and released himself. Just to remind everybody, what happened was this man was in the ring against Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns punched this man so hard in the back of his head that he fell to the mat, rolled out of the mat, and then rolled out of the WWE because Roman Reigns punched him so hard. Facts. There's video.
He punched so hard in the back of the head, rolled out, went home crying, and never came back.
Thank you. That's right, though.
Yeah, right.
That's exactly what happened.
Right. So apparently they were going to have a tag team between McIntyre and Hardy, and all of a sudden it turns out they actually had to scrap that when the company released him. So now they had to change that, and that's why they did the Madcap Moss and Drew McIntyre match. That was totally last minute, and that was totally just like thrown together because of what was going on. So with the Hardy's release, I also can say as well, this is actually. You guys are talking a little bit earlier about Sasha Banks. As you guys posted the update last night, I actually broke the story on the Twitter last night when I heard about it, saw the video. Apparently, her leg got caught in one of Charlotte's moves. Apparently, I forget the actual move because I can't think of it off the top of my head, so I do apologize there. But she got caught. Her leg got caught. And the referees came out and the trainer came out and, they walked her to the back. And apparently, I believe it was around 2:35, almost 3 a.m. She confirmed that she was all right. So she is okay. Most likely we'll see her Friday on SmackDown.
All right. I can't have Sasha Banks not be on my TV because I feel...
Agreed. I love her.
Everything goes down. Ratings, my penis.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, hey, Mike, welcome back.
Well, welcome back. Right. So the next piece of news I have, this is also very interesting because this whole thing is pretty crazy. As you guys were speculating earlier, apparently what I've been reading, and who knows if any of it's true. So take it with a grain of salt, if you will. The plans are, and I don't even know if it's true so far. Yes, it's Lashley versus Brock, Royal Rumble. Apparently, maybe, and I'm not saying this, and like I said, take it with a grain of salt because right now I do not know, and I will get back it up as we go further down in the months of February, leading up to WrestleMania. But apparently, they might do Big E versus Brock. Apparently, at Super Showdown, they might have that going, and then of course the main plan to end that SmackDown storyline Brock had with Roman is a champion versus champion match. Apparently,
you're absolutely. Matt, this is a brilliant idea. I wish I would have said this earlier. Oh, wait a minute, I did.
Well, yes, I don't know if you, read the articles like I do, but, I always have to.
No, I just make it up.
Everything.
I make it up. It comes out all out of my brain.
That's smart. I just read a bunch of articles and I just report them on here. So that's my job there. So
articles?
Hold up a second. Can I
they called articles?
I still can't believe that Toni Storm got released. Why?
She quit.
What was it about?
But
she left. She took her
Right.
ball and went home. She was like, "Me miss me New Zealand, me country." I do a shitty New Zealand accent. First off, 2 days ago, I did an impression of Toni Storm in our private chat and did not realize that she's not British, and so it's completely like 2 minutes of a British accent of me pretending to be Toni Storm.
Yeah, and you sound ridiculous.
And I said, of course, I sound ridiculous even when I'm not doing an impression. And nobody cares about Toni Storm. Nobody's crying. Are you crying, Mike, about Toni Storm? No. I mean, Doll, you crying?
Not really.
Exactly. Matt?
She chose to leave. She was tired of it. She wanted to leave. She was tired of missing everything. She wanted to go.
What was she missing? Kookaburra wings? What was she missing?
Her stuff with her family. That was the main
Outback
thing.
Steakhouse? We got Outback Steakhouse here. She didn't have to go back to New Zealand. I've always thought Sasha was the best out of the
Toni
four
Storm's
horsemen.
Australian.
I heard she's from New Zealand. Which one is it? Australia?
I think she's Australian.
Don't tell the Australians that you're mixing them up with New Zealanders. That's like telling a Guyanese guy that they're Jamaican.
No, Australian guy. She's a very beautiful girl.
She's very. I put her in my top five.
She's a really good talent. She's a really good talent. It's just
she can take a pie with the best of them.
There's not many people I think are just not WWE material, if that makes any sense. But I remember thinking, and I was completely wrong by this one. I always thought, and I was dead wrong. I thought AJ Styles was just not, and then he proved me completely wrong. You know what I mean? So sometimes people need more grooming.
Was born in Auckland, New Zealand, but moved to Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia at the age of 4 with her mom.
Oh my!
And I like that, Dice, because they do acknowledge her as being Australian on the TV show too. So
acknowledge me, eh? So. Oi. That's all I could do. All my impression was me going oi a bunch of times. Oi. Matt, what else you got?
Right. So this is actually kind of a little bit of, a fun piece of news. Actually, this happened, I believe it was last week during the holidays. This is actually really great news. The AEW commentator and announcer, and, I would say, legend, he's a Hall of Famer, Jim J.R. Ross, has beat his cancer. And, I'm very, happy for that. And, we saw him at the Jacksonville show, I believe, last week. And, it was very great to see, they did a whole thing. And
absolutely,
AEW did that. And I was very happy to see it.
I'm happy, too, that he beat cancer. I just think, why, if you got cancer, why would you go back to the place that gave you the cancer? Why would he go back to announcing it for AEW? That's crazy to me.
I knew he was going to say something like that.
I don't understand. Why would JR go back? Like, that shit gave you cancer in the first place. Anyways.
You stupid.
Why else? Why else?
Mike, that was too easy though. Come on now.
It really was. Just
was
like
too
the
easy.
reason why he went back.
Brock is hot.
No.
Sure thing.
Get the fuck out my face with that shit.
All right, Tony. Calm down there, Tony Khan.
Listen, tell you what. When Mike joins me for an episode of SmackDown's review on UPR, he will scream that when Charlotte is on TV.
Trust me, it's coming.
Charlotte is good. Charlotte
What?
is good.
Don't do that.
No. You have to say, Charlotte Flair!
It's
the
12 o'clock
greatest
at night.
women's
It's
wrestler
12:30 in the morning.
time.
My kids
You have
are
to say like that for
sleeping.
Mike.
Word.
When you're with
I'm
Mike,
not
you have to
screaming
say like that. Otherwise, he gets mad. Just ask Ron.
It
I'm
almost
gonna do
came
the
out.
opposite. I'm gonna be anti-Mike. I'm gonna be like, Charlotte Flair is the greatest wrestler of all time.
As bad as my mouth hurts right now, it's all you might get. So,
Hey, at least
Matt,
we're
what else
getting something. I don't
I'm
even care.
amazed.
Matt, we gotta-
I'm
I'm amazed
amazed.
we did this.
Funny.
We gotta wrap it up soon, Matt. One more thing. What else you got?
Right. So, the last piece of news I have for tonight is definitely confirmed because AEW, they confirmed it themselves on their Twitter page. Go look it up. They actually have a
Diversity
new
problem?
match coming.
Oh.
They have a new match coming up at the Battle of the Belt special, which I believe is going to be this Saturday night, I believe. Which is, the Rampage, obviously. The show's not going to be Friday. It's going to be on Saturday. So, I believe it's going to be Sammy Guevara, the former TNT champion, versus the new TNT champion, Cody Rhodes.
yes, go
That's all I
Cody.
have here.
Not only are you a hot dog, a grandstander, a showboat, and a prima donna, but you're a liar too.
That's right, Tony Khan. All right, thank you, Matt, for reading that. The last thing I want to talk about news-wise is the biggest news that started this 2022 year off, and that is the news between Big Swole, the former AEW star and wrestler. She was, I won't say that she was released because supposedly AEW never releases anybody. They just don't re-sign you or they make you go away like the mob. And they just didn't decide to, they mutually agreed that they were not going to continue business. So they decided to split ways. And so about 6 hours before the clock strikes 12, Big Swole drops a podcast, and she's talking about how she enjoyed her time in AEW and that she likes Tony Khan. He's a great guy, very nice, but AEW's got a bit of a diversity problem. That when her daughter, her family sees AEW, there's not people like her represented. When she watches WWE, she sees Kofi.
Bianca Belair and Big E.
And then she sees Bianca Belair. So AEW needs to do better.
And stop having a bunch of vanilla midgets, as you say.
That's right. And so on Twitter, she, Sean Ross Sapp tweets out that she says this stuff, breaks some news, tags Tony Khan. Tony Khan gets tight. And I don't know if it was a lot of Adderall. I don't know if the man was drinking early, but around 8 p.m., this man decides to throw one tweet out. And I applaud him.
Delete!
What the hell?
That's Matt Hardy trying to tell Tony Khan what to do with his tweet, but apparently it's still up. So Tony Khan, Twitter only gives you 240 characters.
They went up though. They went up 100.
Oh, you get 340?
No. It used to only be.
It used to be 180. It used to be like
140. I know it was
140,
small.
something like that.
Yeah,
it was small. But now you got 240. This man in 240 characters was able to clap back at Swole, tell you which people of color have won in the month of December, and also drop a plug for Rampage that night. This man claims that he is for diversity in AEW when on this very show, on this very network, I used to host AEW and would constantly criticize them about the lack of diversity. There would be plenty of main event segments that would not have one black or brown wrestling talent in it. I can recall the Elite being in a ring with the Dark Order, and that's nearly 20 guys. And the only person of color is one guy, and that's Nakazawa. And where do I see myself in this? Where does a Latino like myself see myself in AEW? You had the Lucha Brothers, one of the top 3 tag teams of the entire world before they signed with AEW. And it took them nearly 3 years to get tag team titles. AEW at one point had more white guys in lucha masks than actually Latinos in lucha masks. This is a diversity problem that they have. But Tony Khan doesn't want to acknowledge it. And this is why I stopped watching AEW. This is why I don't do the AEW review. Because I'm not supporting. I'm done with it. I'm done with AEW. So, Mike, I know you've got a lot of thoughts on this. This man decided to cut Swole down, pretty much gaslighter, and still has not apologized. You have Powerhouse Hobbs defending this man. You have Lio Rush defending Tony Khan. Mike, what are your thoughts on Tony Khan, what he said, attacking Swole? Does AEW have a diversity problem?
Part of me wants to say that it's kind of unfair of us to say that they do, right? They haven't been around long. But that would be me being fair, and I don't want to be fair. You had Scorpio Sky win, which was supposed to be one of the biggest moments of that company's time,
right? And
they did nothing with him. My thing with Big Swole is, and with all due respect, I don't think she's a great talent. Okay? She's not. I also think that if she was in WWE and she left that company and she said what she said, every wrestling fan in the world would be on her side because it was WWE. But because it's AEW, fans now want to get on her about it. I think Lio Rush and his... I'm going to be very careful saying this. Just because you have black skin doesn't make you black all the time. Yes, you're black to the person who looks at you, but there's a thing about acting black and being black. And I don't think Lio Rush represents me as a black man. Yes, he's black in skin. He tries to play the black card sometimes, but keep your mouth shut when things don't apply to you. That's what I think about Lio Rush. I also think Lio Rush tries to be like what I call the Joe Budden of professional wrestling. He sounds intelligent, but he says a lot of dumb shit. And that's my problem with Big Swole in this situation and Lio Rush opening his mouth. I think Tony Khan should have kept his mouth shut. You're the president. You're the face of this company. You take your lumps as they come, and you apologize for it. You should have said, I don't agree with her, and then put the rest of your tweet out there. But to put her down for her tweet makes you sound guilty. A racist, you know how a racist is a racist? When a racist says to you, I'm not a racist. That's the biggest racist thing you can say. Oh, these black people were wrestling the other day. That's racist. If you have to point out the blackness of your show, that's a lack of diversity. The black wrestling contingent has felt this way for the last year, which is the only thing that I love going against AEW because I watch all wrestling, AEW, WWE, NXT, whatever. I watch anything in New Japan. Why don't I watch New Japan? Because they're not fucking speaking English, and I'm American. So I'm not going to act like I know what the fuck they're saying because wrestling storyline, if I can't understand your story, I can't follow your wrestling. So AEW does have this issue when you have great black talent. You have great Latino talent. He just mentioned the Lucha Brothers. Outside of the New Day, outside of the Usos, outside of them boys, okay, from Ring of Honor, Delaware's own, there's the Lucha Brothers. They're right there as one of the best tag teams in all of the world. Whether you put them over or you want to put them in, that's fine.
Yep.
It took them that long to get the belts, and then they're still not portrayed as they're the champions the way you did with FTR. I know that's not their names no more, but that's what they're always going to be to me. You give more credit to belts that's not your own company's belt than you give to the belts in your company. Right. Do they have a problem? You're goddamn right they do. And that starts with the man upstairs, Tony Khan. Okay? You can sugarcoat it all you want to. If you want to be what you trying to be, and that's be different than WWE, then fix the problem you have. Because right now, a company that's had a diversity problem for way longer than you, since the culture has changed and all this shit has happened in America, has done everything in their power to fix their diversity issue. This is why I have a problem with people telling me that Brock Lesnar buried Big E, because he didn't. Big E didn't sell. And Brock Lesnar's fucking Brock Lesnar. That's not a racist thing. It's fucking Brock Lesnar. So what's your problem, Tony Khan? You gotta let people in the door and get. You cannot. What the fuck was that? That Tony Khan, that Scorpio Sky one with the fucking donut. The all in shit. The all in shit. Yeah, the Sonic ring. That was a big fucking moment. That was like a Money in the Bank kind of a match, and he's done nothing with it. But now play back fiddle to America's top team. You're right, George. Tony Khan does not get it. He doesn't want to get it because right now their claim to fame is taking everything that WWE throws out in the trash and trying to make it treasure. And I tell you one thing, a lot of that shit is trash for a reason. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Nobody can tell you. You can take a bad wrestler and turn him into a good wrestler.
You know, I want to bring up a topic that I don't hear anybody having in the wrestling community. And I want to have this conversation with you, Mike. Do you think it's any coincidence that, as you mentioned, WWE has been pushing diversity in their champions, right? You've got, in the last year, you've got Street Profits, Bianca Belair, Kofi. Everybody's doing something, right? Do you think that the releases, the main releases, that AEW has scooped up has been, besides Andrade, there's been one thing in common. Bray Wyatt, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson. All these guys are white. So what, you can make the argument that, hey.
Well, no black wrestlers got released that nobody cared about.
This is true. This is true.
To be fair to that part, there's no one that they've, and I see Dice's comments from the Z is silent, and to be a co-host, we forever disagree. Okay, I will 100% disagree with this, and I'm gonna tell you why. Jade Cargill is only partially over because of her looks. Red Velvet is not over, and it's not been consistently on TV. She was in a tournament with women they had to use. Santana and Ortiz, they don't get used properly either, and not on hardly on even TV any longer. And we have not seen Powerhouse Hobbs on TV in I don't know how many weeks. And Private Party is still playing back fiddle to Matt Hardy's old ass. So you name these people other than Jay Cardell, these other people are not over on Impact. That's an Impact on AEW Wrestling because they're not being used properly. Powerhouse Hobbs should be like Booker fucking T over there,
without a doubt.
And he's not being used that way. And I didn't even like the guy at first. He grew on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same here. I'm a big fan of Powerhouse Hobbs, but you can't tell me that you're actively pushing the guy and then you have him lose to Orange Cassidy, a fucking joke wrestler. And not only that, Mike, but in the match, Orange Cassidy was injured. The man has his ribs taped up. So you're telling me that Powerhouse Hobbs, up and coming talent, big guy, this man who is almost 3 times the size of Orange Cassidy, cannot beat Orange Cassidy at half strength? That's bullshit. You're not doing good by showcasing these diverse talents. Jade Cargill, yes, she's being pushed to be the champion. Absolutely right. But a couple months ago, I was live at Newark to see this shit. They need to be booking her like Goldberg. We've been saying this for a fucking year now.
Because she's not the greatest wrestler, but she's a great talent for that smaller time she's in there, and she's kind of green. And I'm like,
that's my point, Mike.
If you could bring in a private conversation from the chat on what Queen Shakespeare had to say about the Powerhouse Hobbs comment, I just saw that. I thought that was brilliant. She just responded, so maybe she's listening to the show right now. She says, as a black man, I plan on using my voice to invade a black woman's feelings. And that's another problem I have. If I can safely say, if you are not black, don't speak on black problems. It goes back to the song from Naughty by Nature. If you're not from the ghetto or haven't been to the ghetto, then don't speak about the ghetto. I can't speak on being a black woman no more than I can speak on being a white man or a Latino man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. So I don't think that Leo Rush or Hobbs should speak on her. And in this world that we have to deal with this whole cancel culture nonsense that happens.
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to protect women today?
Yeah,
that's my point. If she was WWE, would they have said these things about her? They'd have if this was WWE, if she had been in WWE and wrote these things, Tony Khan would have hired her 48 hours ago.
My problem with what they've said, and again, what they're saying is their story. Leo Rush can say, hey, Tony Khan's done right by me. Powerhouse Hobbs can say, Tony Khan's done right by me. But they're not her. And what is lacking of this entire story is them saying, you know what? I'm going to look into that feedback. She was with us for a year. And she was in the locker room. And she brought up this concern, and we're going to take this seriously, and we're going to look into it. I'm going to talk to my people.
That's the place we live in today.
Yes.
This isn't HH and Flair with their clan cards in their pockets. Okay,
absolutely,
let's go back.
Mike.
Go listen to Teddy Long when he mentioned how they treated him for all the years he was with WCW and even in WWE, how they treated him. Okay, this isn't that situation. I just think whether we agree or we don't agree about it, that she spoke her grievance. Aren't we supposed to listen to him today?
Absolutely, and acknowledge it. Like, acknowledge the fact of what she said and say,
I'm not even a fan.
We're going to look into it. Instead of Tony saying, your wrestling is garbage, that's why I never re-signed you, said, be the bigger man. Be the president of the fucking company and say, you know what? Swole, as a person that was in my locker room for a year, I'm going to look into this. I'm going to look into your concerns. I'm going to take it seriously. I'm going to get back to you. Be the bigger man.
Even Dice's comments, he said on Saturday's show, he don't think it's a diversity, but he thinks it's a roster problem, which I agree with that as well. It's too many of them motherfuckers there. I called it from day one. I said this is nothing but WCW. Now that could be a good or bad thing how you look at it. But WCW was a great thing, but when you watch AEW, I feel nothing but I'm watching an old Monday Night Nitro show.
Here's my only criticism on Z's comment there.
The first one or the second one?
The one about it's a roster problem. Mm-hmm. They've got a bunch of talent. This is true. They got a bunch of factions. But tell me, besides Andrade and the Lucha Brothers, where do I see myself? Sammy Guevara? All right, maybe. Tay Conti? No. So where do I see myself? Where do I see myself in the main event picture? Where does a young black man
holding? Yeah.
See, thank you. I mean, again, you have the Lucha Brothers. Okay. You gave it to me. Finally, after almost 3 years, you finally gave me something.
Of being the best tag team in that company, by the way.
And not only that, this is how they're aware of their fucking issue. Because if you remember, both the Lucha Brothers and Sammy win during Hispanic Heritage Month. That's how fucking aware of the situation that they are.
Again, I hate to sound like a guy who sticks up for WWE, but I'm sticking up for fans. My gripe in 14 years, 3 million views, 3,000 episodes of BDSR Network has been fans. WWE fucks up, AEW fucks up, but fans got to be smarter, right? It's our jobs to not let them Jedi mind trick us.
Yep.
Right? And if that had been WWE, matter of fact, it was them a couple years back. They're like, damn, it's Black History Month. All these motherfuckers winning. But they kept those titles.
They'll probably do that next month.
And that's going to happen next month. Black History Month coming again. It's the shortest month of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to happen. I like that. I like that because I forgot that's when that happened. Damn.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about it? Because you're a Latino guy. I'm a black man. And so you also
I'm a Latino woman.
But y'all also feel there's no diversity in that?
There's not enough.
To me, it's pandering. So I'll accept
people. Especially the former WWE wrestlers. They focus too much on them, and half of them, or a lot of them, happen to be white. That's the problem, and they keep bringing in more, and there's too much that they focus on the people that they just bring in, and then they put everybody else aside. It's like
He's an
They
AEW
just
mark
signed in
right there.
Mercedes
Get his comment
Martinez,
on there.
who was in WWE. Okay, good for her. So where does that leave Adam Cole? Where does that leave Bryan Danielson? Where does that leave anybody else that they signed that was in WWE?
And
People are going to get pushed and left behind.
going back to my point, doll, I think that's the real reason that Cole left. I think that's the reason Cole left. Daniel Bryan left. I think
Was what reason?
was because WWE is pushing Big E, Lashley,
Wow.
people of color.
You
And
think
when
so?
you're a guy like Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, where are you? You're old news now. You're put out to pasture
That's
for
interesting.
these younger talents.
'Cause I'm a Finn Balor mark, and he doesn't get over for shit.
And so
No,
that's
even Booker T
I-
hates the booking.
I asked Chris this question when we had the last releases. I said, if you are a white talent, a white male in WWE, would you rather stay in WWE or would you rather go to AEW?
That's a poll
And so-
question right there. That's a poll question.
I mean, think about
That's
it.
a Twitter
Like,
question and everything else. That's a good question.
so, do you have a diversity problem at AEW? Yeah, you can do better, man. Just do better. Like, again, you got a problem when you've got so many factions. I see people on Twitter defending AEW by saying, Team Taz is a diverse team. You got Ricky Starks. You got Powerhouse Hobbs. They're fucking losers. They're fucking losers. Hook
Or
is
being
the most...
utilized like minions or yes men.
Hook is the most over out of
I don't get
all
why,
of Team
other than the fact that
Taz.
he has his son.
And he's over not on wrestling merit, but because he's a fucking joke. He's a meme. Santana and Ortiz, some of the best tag teams. Private Party are on the come up. They don't fucking get time. All these, Matt Hardy's group is a joke. And Matt Hardy, Private Party, right? Joke. Everybody's a fucking joke. The Elite, you take seriously. Who's the people of color besides Nakazawa on the Elite? Dark Order, right? They were hanging with Hangman. They were part of main event. Where's the person of color besides Tay Conti? So there you go. You got all these factions. How diverse are your factions? This is the problem. This is the problem. And I hope he acknowledges. I hope Leo and Powerhouse Hobbs say, hey, let's legit look at this. I hope Brandy fucking Rhodes, her name has been absent out of all of their mouths. I hope she says something. I hope she says, Tony, we got to do better. We got to do better. That's it. That's all we got to say about
I mean,
this.
he listens to the fans too much. That's the problem. And then he runs his mouth and he doesn't know when to stop. He doesn't know when to stop. He just spews out whatever he wants, and spewing what he spewed out makes him look so bad beyond repair.
I like this. Anthony says, I'm Arabic. And most of the time, Arabs get portrayed in a horrible way.
They
I
do.
can't stand how
Very
many
much so,
races,
and it's
cultures
sad.
get portrayed horribly. They try to characterize every race as this or that. Exactly.
Can I say this
Exactly.
real fast? And I know our time is short. I said this earlier, so I'll be remiss if I don't say it here live on air. Wrestling in general is racist in every faction. I've been a WWE fan my entire life. Let me rephrase. I've been a wrestling fan my entire life. I don't care who you are. It's not. They're racist. They're classless. They're whatever ism you want to put in there is what wrestling is. And over the years, it's been seen as funny and entertainment.
Right.
But in today's world, we're trying to get away from the Trumpers of the world, okay? And we're trying to fix this culture of America and the landscape of what we live in. We have to be open and honest to everybody's sensitivity, whether we like it or we don't. And I'm personally half the time I'm against it because I'm not a baby boomer, but I'm right the fuck there. You know what I'm saying? So I have a hard time moving into the new generation. But by saying that, I can say as a wrestling fan, maybe not, this has nothing to do with the world, but as wrestling, could it get more disrespectful than the Mexicools and the Juan Deeres? I mean, as a black man, they said the N-word on TV. That was pretty bad.
You had
As he
Vince
just
in a
men-
do-rag.
As he just mentioned as being an Arab, as Arabic man, I'm sorry. They've done some very disrespectful things to every
Anthony.
nationality in wrestling, right? So for what it's worth, AEW hasn't done that yet. They haven't made fun of nationalities yet, right? I don't agree with some of the comments there. I don't agree with Tony Khan at all, Dice. I don't see how you can, I don't agree with that at all. You have to acknowledge your mistakes in today's world, especially when you're at the level of where he's at. He's not, with all due respect, he's not Mike Knox from BBSR Network, who only has 3,000 episodes and 3 million listens in 14 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? He's fucking Tony fucking Khan. He's a fucking millionaire. He's supposed to acknowledge that he has a problem or somebody who worked for him had a problem. He doesn't have that luxury to sit back and dismiss her, move on from her, and then say she's wrong. And then for all we know, yo, you got black, go out there and say something. We don't know if that happened. We don't know if that happened or not.
They don't get involved.
We don't. And I don't know. I mean, I certainly hope not. Like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
What doubt?
Not only him, Tony Khan.
What has he earned from us to give him any benefit?
I'm not saying him, Tony Khan. I meant him, Leo Rush, and him, Hobbs. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt.
I give Hobbs credit. Leo Rush gets no credit from me. He quit on the challenge when you knew what the challenge was, and from there, I never got back from him. Sorry. You know what the fuck you're getting. When you go to the challenge, you know you're going to miss your family for 3 months. Don't come there and then fucking say, I miss my fucking wife. What the fuck you come here for? They would never invite you back. You ever watch the challenge? TJ Lavin hates quitters. He hates quitters. If a quitter quits on a challenge, he'd be like, all right, bye. Don't say goodbye. Fuck you saying bye for? Get out. Bye. You quit.
That's right. That's right, Tony Storm. That's right, Jeff Hardy. All right, guys, you've been watching Unpopular Review. Thank you for joining us. If you're still with us, it is 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for staying up late with us. We really appreciate it. If you're watching us on the replay on YouTube, I hope you made it this far. If you did, thank you very much, and I hope we entertained you. If you liked us, if you laughed, if you found our banter entertaining, please make sure you drop a like, a follow, a sub, whatever it is that will get you to come back. And don't forget to hit those bells for those notifications when we go live. We at UPR like to go live after every major show of the week. Tomorrow night on Tuesday night, we've got NXT, our NXT review show. That's hosted by Bad Guy Jack and Captain Shay. Here we go.
I'll be tomorrow at NXT.
There you go. You're going to be there live?
Yeah, I'm going. Me and my daughter's going. I try to go like twice a month, if once a month I try to go. My daughter loves NXT. So I think it's cool that my baby girl likes wrestling more than my sons do sometimes. Yep. So I can't wait for tomorrow to take my girl again. She loves it.
I think that's another conversation to have too, because I feel like WWE is pushing more women than they've ever have in their past. And I think
hence why I hate to name the man. It's my biggest reason.
Well, now you don't see her being the man anymore. It's big time Bex. They're drilling that.
They're getting away from that. But that's why I love Becky Lynch, but a Becky Lynch fan from day one. I just hated how the man moniker came about when all this women's rights stuff was out there. It just didn't make any sense to me. Like, I can't get out my system. I let it go, Big Day. I know you're ready to go. I'm sorry, I gotta say this. I know you're a Carmella fan. A Carmella fan. Remember the heat that Carmella got for having James Ellsworth help her win the Money in the Bank?
Yes.
Because a man helped her, but then 2 weeks later she came out and I'm the man. It just threw me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Just threw me off.
But one thing is different because she's a heel, and then I think Becky used it and got over it as like cool, right? Like she's like, I'm the man. Like, again, if you remember, the origin was
you're the woman.
She was feuding with Charlotte, and her father is to be the man. You got to beat the man.
Right, well, she became the man from that moment, and guess what? Seth Rollins gets that pickle every night.
Oh, hey there.
Yep.
Vince says that's inappropriate. He wants us to wrap it up. NXT on Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights we got AEW Dynamite, our review and results show right after AEW goes off the air at 10 p.m. Eastern. On Friday nights we've got SmackDown, the SmackDown review show, hosted by the Wrestling Doll and the head of the table, Mike Knox. You can catch them again on Friday night.
Y'all love Megan Thee Stallion so much.
And also, UPR doesn't just do wrestling. You can catch our sister channel on YouTube doing movie and TV reviews. Recently, we've done Super Smash Bros. Gaming. We've done a review on...
We got Harry Potter coming up.
We've got Harry Potter coming up. We got a review
Wednesday
on
night,
Spider-Man No Way Home up. So lots of content to take a look at. And also, if you guys like MTV The Challenge, you can check that out in the archives. We got a review show for MTV The Challenge. Lots of good stuff to check out. That's UPRE. Please make sure you check that out. UPR Entertainment. The E stands for entertainment. And I hope you guys were entertained tonight. Guys, any final thoughts? Any final plugs?
Yes,
go ahead,
actually, real quick. There's two things. Real quick. Ron just messaged me, so I have to bring this up real quick. He says Johnny Knoxville has entered the Royal Rumble. I believe that's what he wanted to tell me. And the second thing, also as well, I'm the research guy. I'm the guy who does all the news and look into this. I looked into Tony's past. And I actually found that's actually one of my mom's decorations, so I apologize there. But I looked into Tony's past a little bit. I found a controversial tweet. I don't remember what it said, but it was 2015.
Did he say
and
nigga?
I remember I don't remember it exactly, but I remember somebody posting it. And I was like, wow, ago he had, this problem back then, even before he started AEW.
Listen. I don't know. I don't know what's been. I don't know. We don't know if it's legit. We don't know if it's been fabricated. There's a lot of stuff that gets photoshopped on social media. So unless we can find it on his timeline, let's leave it at that.
I will try and do that this week.
Right now.
And if I can, I will get back to you guys next week. If I can scroll
run
back
that through the editorial process.
My wife is definitely mad at me right now. See, thank you for checking in. But I want to say shout out to, like you said, the UPRE team coming up. I want to give a shout out to my team, King Von Jr. 720 on the Twitter, Dice Man, the Z is Silent podcast. Also, this Sunday on UPRE, we do have My Kids Are Coming. It's called Anime Is Us. So if you're an anime fan, My Kids will be having a program on there as well, along with hosted by Kurt B. Kappen. So just make sure you follow those networks as well. UPR, BDSR networks combining like Megatron, or I'm sorry, like Voltron. So just shout out to everybody else just out there listening. Thank you guys. I know I'm a hard pill to swallow, but if you keep following me and keep listening, you'll find out I got some real honest takes, and that's what it is. So catch Wrestling Doll and myself on SmackDown reviews coming up. I won't be here this Friday because it's my beautiful wife's birthday. So other than that, Wrestling Doll will hold us down. Maybe I get Z to Silent coming in and help you out. And see how you guys go at it. But on that note, Big Daddy Cool.
Guys, thank you for watching Unpopular Review. Please make sure you follow, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Guys, it's been great. Happy New Year. Happy week. Happy 2022. And for Unpopular Review, we'll catch you again tomorrow for NXT. Take it easy, guys.
Can't do that no more. No Hulk Hogan pose? No, none of that. Okay.